It's Friday, the 19th of May. My name's Juan Brown. You're watching the Blanco Lirio channel. And on the 17th of May, a Piper PA-25 235 Pawnee was lost while towing banners in Florida in a classic stall spin accident. November 430 Alpha Bravo, a Piper PA-25 Pawnee came down on North Park Road, Hollywood, Florida, and burned out. The pilot was killed. The aircraft departed North Perry Airport at 4:24 UTC, or correction, 16:24 Zulu time, and circled the airport twice to complete a banner pickup maneuver. It then proceeded to the east. Footage from a news helicopter showed the aircraft struggling to maintain altitude. After releasing the banner, the aircraft quickly lost altitude. Well, it spun in. Look at the ADS-B data. This is a typical banner pickup operation. You take off and you come around and you swoop down and you pull up abruptly, swinging the cable down to hook on to the banner and then climb away. Now here in Florida, you typically have strong onshore winds coming off of the ocean and onto the land, winds blowing from the east, and that's reflected in this ground speed of this track here, just around 50 to 45 knots of ground speed. Very, very slow. Minus the wind, I'm sure he's very close to his stall speed on this aircraft while operating it, not giving himself much margin for error. Now, we don't know if there was an engine problem associated with this. Prior to releasing the banner, the preliminary news report indicated that there was a distress call on behalf of the pilot, but this report indicates no such distress call was made. But flying that slow and that low to the ground just leaves you very little room for error. Here's the video. There's the Piper PA-25 Pawnee aircraft powered by the Lycoming 0540 engine. And here's the large banner back here. And you can see the Piper Pawnee is already at a very high angle of attack. He drops the banner right about here, and the right wing stalls, followed by a left wing stall spin entry, exceeding the critical angle of attack, dropping the banner too late with no altitude to recover from. And aerial banners does have an accident history here on Aviation Safety Net, and most of these are involving stall or slow speed accidents. Banner towing is an inherently dangerous operation because of the slow speed operation and low to the ground altitude that these flights are flown at. And they're also a great opportunity for young pilots to get flying time. But the bigger point I want to make is, should we be subjecting all of our young pilots to such dangerous jobs so soon after completing pilot training, just in an effort to rack up hours to meet the current requirements for 1,500 hours and an ATP rating before applying even for a co-pilot job in an airliner type aircraft? Remember, it was the reaction to the Colgan air crash back in 2009 that Congress created the Airline Safety and Federal Aviation Administration Extension Act of 2010, which mandated that pilots possess an ATP certificate and 1,500 hours before even applying to the right seat of commercial jet operations. Whereas in the past, you could apply with as little as 250, 300 hours or so and a commercial rating, much like the rest of the world still does. And this forces pilots all across the United States to do a lot of different things to build up flying time, including dangerous jobs like the banner towing operation as entry-level positions, when these really should be flown by folks that have been doing that kind of low and slow flying for a very long time. Instead, I would highly encourage young aviators to get into one of the new programs that the airlines are being forced to have to offer as a result of this pilot shortage, which in a large part is caused by this legislation of 1,500 hours, that you instead get into these different programs where you are learning to fly in a safe training environment, and you're learning to do the job that you are going to do for the rest of your career, rather than just boring holes around the sky in an effort to build up the 1,500 hours. So we don't know who the pilot was in this accident as of yet, but he got himself in a jam too low and too slow with no way out, and dropping the banner too late before exceeding the critical angle of attack and stalling and spinning the Piper Pawnee. And I would really like to see this 1,500-hour rule looked at again by Congress, so that we don't have to keep sending our young pilots out there to doing these kind of dangerous jobs just in an effort to build up flying time to make the minimum qualifications that this knee-jerk reaction from Congress resulted in from the result of the Colgan air crash way back in 2009. And instead see our younger pilots get involved with proper training programs that are going to train them for the jobs that they're going to be doing for the rest of their career. Thank you so much for your support of this channel, especially the folks over on Patreon that make this content possible. It's very likely that YouTube will demonetize this content because of the graphic nature of this video. Thank you for your support. See you here.